Welcome back, lords, ladies, dudes, and dudettes, to Tabletop Masquerade! Woo!
Nothing from you?
I was distracted by the fact that our table feels very different than it has,
Empty.
despite the fact that nobody else is going to know that but us. They can't see it.
No, it's true, they can't. But there's pictures and videos on our YouTube page and our freshly new Instagram page.
It's a very silly.
We have an Instagram page.
We do.
y'all.
I followed you.
I haven't been on Instagram.
Oh, fair.
I've been at work. Doing my job.
Well, lords and ladies, and the audience alike, we are doing a Tavern Talk because we just finished our 2.5-year campaign. We only filmed the second half of it. We filmed Whispers of the Grove. If you haven't watched it, all the episodes are on it. I think we have like 21 episodes or something like that on there.
21 episodes.
And then before that, there was about a year-ish where we did Bloodstone Calamity, which was the campaign prior to all of this. But we're just going to do a Tavern Talk. We're just kind of a cleanup. We're going to, talk about, as the table, not in character, just as the players they are. So, going around the table, would you just introduce yourself and also the character that you played or characters that you played in these campaigns for us? We'll start with you.
I've played an old character called Arceus, but most of all, I'm Alviad Mossvale,
And you are.
the druid. Oh, me? What? That's just coincidental.
I am my character.
Yeah, for real. Okay, I'm Iron Megan. I love you guys. Love you guys.
I'm Wes. I play Spicolius Lightbottom. I was the same character in Bloodstone Calamity and in Whispers in the Grove.
Hi, I'm David. I played Kronk in both campaigns as well.
What's up, guys? I'm Alex, and I played the Bard of Sylph in both campaigns.
I'm Caden, and I played Testes in both campaigns.
Yes, you did. You did.
I'm Rebecca, and I played Flimmers in both campaigns.
Yeah.
I'm Michael. I originally played Soren, the Owlin Druid.
Yeah.
Owlin Druid, who was ceremoniously moved for the plot into into Bubbles, the axolotl sorcerer.
Yes.
For Bloodstone Calamity. And then for Whispers of the Grove, I played Kare, who was originally a monk and then transformed into a sorcerer.
It's kind of like 4 characters.
I know,
right?
really. It was
Make
really,
up your mind.
I like being new.
Well, one of them was for the plot.
Yes, one of them was for 2 of them were for the plot.
The dragon sex.
Oh my!
Unfortunately, the dragon sex was also for the plot.
That is
Being
true.
honest.
That is true. Oh yeah, you also played the the flashback character.
The flashback.
Yes!
Can you start over?
Yeah, let's start back over. Iron Megan, who you played from the flashback. So for the audience, there was in Whispers.
Spoilers!
There, not to get big into spoilers if you haven't watched it, but there is a point where we did a flashback, like 2 episodes, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Where it was thousands of years in the past. They played the heroes of legend that kind of became part of the lore and story of the campaign. But Megan, who did you play in the flashback?
Man, she was badass. Chiefess Powhatana. She was epic barbarian.
Yeah.
Gonna take over the tribe, or lead over the tribe.
She puts the power.
I know. For real.
You said that, I was like, oh, she even trademarked it.
It did.
I played a fighter, Pegasus Alazuman, as my character for the flashback.
For the flashback, I played Olivia Wintersong. She is a blade singer wizard and a 17-year-old prodigy.
I played in the flashback a shadowy sniper known as Daedalus, who was a full bow-wielding ranger guard.
I played a elf monk named Bob on a journey of self-discovery.
I played Norixie, or Bogman, my technically dragonborn, but very heavily flavored as an alligator druid. And he was a dick.
A grumpy old man.
Sue me.
I played Alex, an evoker wizard who was the ancestor of Karen, and that's part of the reason why he.
Hence the dragon sex being part of the
Hence
plot.
the dragon sex being part of the plot, because that's how Kari's powers manifested through Dragonborn. Yes.
You know, that wouldn't have been so bad if you hadn't so heavily leaned into the wordage of spreading the seed.
Spreading the seed.
That was gross.
Almost the episode name. It was
Come
almost
What did we go with?
I think it was just the great war of Elox as well.
Yeah, we just made it fact.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. But you know, as the DM for this campaign and Bloodstone and Whispers, first off, this has been probably the best group I've ever been a part of. And some of the other, if you watch some of our other Tavern Talks, I've been playing D&D since I was about 11, so I've been playing kind of off and on hardcore for the past like 8 years, but almost over 2 decades I've been playing for D&D, and this is probably like hands down the best group I've ever played with. Nothing against my previous groups, but this group has like I don't know if you guys can also attest to this. There is a it's consistent, but also there is a connection at this table. There's a respect that when everybody has like their moments or their decisions, or like let that person do their thing, let the dude do the thing, or and hyping each other up, but also off camera we do a lot of helping each other out with characters, helping
ideas, backstories
or items and stuff, and just kind of just help around. And this has been by far like the best group. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on it as well.
I want to chime in, and also great and amazing storytelling from our DM Mike.
Yes, we have.
Thank you.
You are also the other half of this table.
Yes, I mean, I consider myself, like I've talked before, I'm one with the players. I'm telling the story. I've written the story for pretty much also 2 decades, but to see it come to life as well, and to also be a part of it, has been something that has been magical and something I'll hold dear as well from all this. But I want to open to the table. What is how did you enjoy it? Like, what are some moments? What are some crazy things that you guys remember, or just like flavor, or how you felt throughout the campaign?
I think one of the most memorable parts, I've got 2 answers to this. The most memorable part for me personally was the airship battle.
That was epic.
Flying around, tearing them
so
down. Cool. Very, me and Flinris were over here just shooting it down, blowing up, 3 airships just back to back to back.
Let me check my notes.
And then me and Testy is like infiltrating one.
And blowing up from the inside. Yeah, it was
like the Avatar.
Yes, very,
very much like that. Yeah.
I do think my funniest part would be the 2 of you deciding to lick windows for a living. That might be like the most comical side quest I've ever heard of, and it worked.
Somehow it worked.
Impressively well.
And it didn't even make money. It wasn't even the part that you made money. It became RP.
I mean, that was the intent.
Low-key, it opened doors.
It opened doors.
When you were able to introduce yourself, like, wait, I've heard of you guys. It's like,
networking in D&D.
Medieval LinkedIn.
Let me go to my second job.
And then also, I remember in the same battle, Silk went and rescued, who was it, the Havenor? From certain demise.
The first Havenor, the one that was in...
No.
The dragons.
The lady.
Oh,
the lady.
That whole episode was actually really well done by you, because we all split off and did something. And everybody had a moment within that. I thought it was really cool, because it felt very cinematic. There was different moments that had different pacing, different styles, almost different kind of themes, and it all came into one big conflict happening. So that was really awesome. Really well done.
And Wes's epic battle, like
that
was pretty.
Got the whole kingdom to roll for you, bro.
Yeah.
No. I go back and watch that specific, just chain of events of this, and I'll highlight that, because that is one of my more favorite episodes as well. The airship battle, everybody was doing stuff. Iron Megan, as Aloe, you were uncovering the secrets of the ancient dragon, Aragosa, and Spicolius. You had that epic one-on-one, I respect you as a warrior duel. Like, so Wesley, did you think Spicolius was going to die in that one?
I actually really did think Spicolius was going to die there, and it's like, honestly, if that was the end of it, it's like that would be a heroic death I would be very appreciative of. It would be very sad, but yeah, I actually really genuinely thought he was going to die that episode.
It would have been a good death. It was an epic one.
Yes,
everybody had like these cool. That was that is a great episode.
It really was.
It was very cinematic. There was no board. Well, there was a board. We had a board, but it was all highlighted. Yes. Like, this is what you're doing.
This is the small like.
I mean, with all of the vertical we did, there was a lot more. I guess they call it theater of the mind going on more than our other battles because we're half a mile away shooting stuff out of the air. They're in the mountains doing things, and you couldn't get all of that on the board.
And there's obviously other really good parts throughout the campaign.
Yeah.
Honestly, that episode was probably like one of the really big highlights of the whole campaign.
And that's one like in D&D, as a DM, for the DMs who are at the table, Michael, Alex, I know David, Wesley, you've also expressed interest to do DMing as well. One of the kind of the things we try to stray away from as a DM is having the players go separate. Because it gets
girls trip.
It's a girls trip. It gets
people
complicated. Because one, as a DM, you're managing time. And you gotta think, okay, I'm here for 2-3 hours, and I gotta split everybody up. Okay, I'm gonna manage this. Okay, we have 7 players. How we're gonna do that? And taking that episode, for instance, it was creating that theater of the mind, but making it so epic in a sense where it's like, okay, I'm big on cliffhangers.
Yeah.
When your turn ends, I want you to be like, wait, no, I'm not finished yet. I'm like, cool, awesome, we're moving back to it. We're moving back to it. But it is, I go back to the respect at the table that we have of just being allowing everybody to have their moments is something that I can't be more thankful for. But, Rebecca, what was your favorite moment? And even Bloodstone 2 or Whispers, what is your favorite moment?
As cliche as it is, it really is going to have to be winning the boss battle in the first campaign. Because that was so much more personal for Flinris than the second campaign. Not that he didn't have a goal, but...
Can you go into that a little bit? Because it's not on camera.
So, the very first campaign was all based in a town of Greensong, and that's where Flinris lived. He retired there, he'd built a ranch, he'd spent decades living there. Just kind of building a life and being part of the community. And then this demon, we didn't know it was a demon at the time, devil, whatever, came in and started drugging everybody up and making them kill each other, and then come to find out, Flinris is immune to the drug because he's a halfling. He's the only one that never got attacked.
No, so it didn't. You weren't immune to it, but those who took the drugs never openly went and attacked halflings.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know that I got hit more than twice in the whole first campaign. It just didn't happen.
I think we were 10 sessions in when that moment arise too.
And then we go and we make a friend.
Yes, me friend.
And this asshole goes and kills power word kills our friend in front of us, and Flinris is just like, you know what, you fucked up my town, you killed my friend, I'm pissed. And we get to the end battle, and it turns out that big bad guy is a demon from another world, trying to take everything over, which is what we led into the second campaign with, but Flinris got the killing shot and just shot him, this is my town, motherfucker, and shot him through the eye.
Yeah.
And that was just like, I did it! I saved my town, I can retire peacefully. Which was a pipe dream no matter what. But he was just like, I can do it. I'm okay. This is a real retirement now. I earned it this time. More than just, doing bounty hunter murders for money. This was like a much more justified murder in his eyes.
It had motive.
Yes, very personal motive, not just money.
Yeah.
So Flinris found a little bit of soul.
You've killed 2 of the 3 big bad bosses.
If y'all have been wondering why they were so pissed I killed the dragon, it's because I killed the other big bad guy too. And they were like, you have to share. Sorry.
Well, that was our moment. No, that was epic though. I love Bloodstone. because it kind of started. Bloodstone was weird because it's like my go-to one shot that I used to always run. And my one shot that I always would run is like, okay, you're in a town, there's a missing girl, and they're attacked by goblins. Well, she went out to the woods. You go investigate. You find out that she was attacked by goblins. You go and you rescue her and blah blah blah. And that's how the campaign started. It was Rebecca, David, Wesley, Megan, and then Celine as well, who was also part of the table. We did that one shot, and that one shot was so much fun with the group that we turned it into a campaign from that.
I went into that thinking that was the campaign.
No.
I don't recall that being a one shot ever.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, this girl went missing, and we just spent like 3 episodes trying to find her.
Wow. Because I remember in the beginning you were asking too whether you wanted to make this like a short thing or whether you wanted to make it, or we wanted it to be like a long campaign, and then we all chose like let's do this for the
Let's do it legit.
Yeah.
Let's do it legit. Did not know that that's where we ended up here.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how it started, was from a one shot.
I can't believe that we've done 2 full campaigns with only. We've added a couple people. We've only lost one in the course of 2 campaigns.
Yeah.
After about probably halfway through the first campaign, it's been us 7. We've been.
Awesome.
Consistent.
I've never finished any campaigns, let alone 2 with the same group.
Oh, wow.
Nice. I've been really enjoying this so much. You know, Bloodstone Calamity was actually our very first D&D campaign
Really?
we ever got
I thought
into.
you guys were playing like with friends and stuff as well. Or did you guys start playing like at the same time or after?
At the
Sometime
same
after.
Really?
It was a little bit afterwards and stuff like that. And it was by being in this group that, you know, conversation with these other groups kind of came up after the group and stuff. So that prompted.
Actually, yeah. You started it all. It's all your fault.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry because I had you guys here at the table for 2.5 years. And it's
Sorry,
been
not sorry.
Awesome.
I
It's been
know.
awesome.
Mike, to
Oh my God.
a little bit. Yeah, I gotta say, man, I appreciate one thing I appreciate about you as a DM is with how intuitive you are, with 3D printing our maps and stuff, or our stages and stuff, and I think one of my favorite parts of the Bloodstone campaign was when we had those portals and stuff. And you had books, there were different books that you laid out, and every time you opened a portal, a new book connected from one book to another, and then we ended up fighting a fucking bookworm.
Can you for the audience, because Bloodstone was never filmed.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that?
So I don't remember what put us in that position in the first place, but I do remember us sort of being having to face our past in some ways.
Was this in the library?
This is the library.
Yeah,
Eritross threw you guys into the book.
This is after we got to some sort. We got to encounter him.
Yeah.
He cast us out
his tower.
in a temple or a tower. Yeah.
You were in the Green Song Library.
Yeah.
You were looking
I thought
for
it was also a church.
because
I thought
that
it was
one
the
of the
church that we
bloodstones.
encountered him.
It was
and he
a, it was a
cast us out.
church. So
It was a
he
church
had one of the
library.
bloodstones. You guys found out the bloodstone was there somewhere. You guys went there, saw him, and he stopped you guys from allowing him to get it by throwing you into the books. It was very for some of us that may be older, Page Master, where you get thrown into the books. But David, so the table. Explain how the table was set up too.
So the table, you had just everybody sort of got split off into their own little stories, and they had their own little books. And as they I'm gonna use this as an example for the camera. So say a character is right here, and then they beat their little boss. A new book would open, leading them more towards the center, and then all of us sort of diverged into the middle. And all the books were connected.
I remember now.
By the end of it.
And it was for any DMs that are out there that you don't have to go bing the 3D printing. You don't have to spend all the money to get cool stuff. What I did for that combat is I'm a book nerd. I have a library. I took books and I opened the books up, and that was our battle map. All of them, they were legit books. We just opened them up. I creased the spine a little bit so they stayed open, and everybody had their moment. Like those backstories for everybody, and that was actually a good episode because I learned about your characters. And for those who didn't have backstories, we kind of created the backstories a bit.
Yeah.
And I asked like that question of like, what is a moment that you failed? And this is that moment. And then you fought, which was funny because at the time it didn't even put 2 and 2 in my head that you're fighting this giant worm. And I remember specifically Rebecca going, "Oh, so it's a bookworm," and I'm like, Yeah. It's a scratch out rock worm too. Oh, bookworm. Yeah. So 100% that's what it was.
Exactly.
I'm also a big book nerd and have a bunch of I have a library.
Can I ask a question for the table? But what is something that you feel like you missed out on the campaign, like information-wise, or thing that we're like sort of leading towards, but we didn't go towards? For me, one thing I just thought about is that motherfucking knife that I picked up and I made like
the soul snatching knife.
The soul snatching knife. Yeah. What?
Oh, in Bloodstone?
Not in.
No, it was the start.
In Yinvale, yeah. I picked up this knife. I turned it into what do you call it?
That's right.
Yes.
With the rope. What did that do? Like, what was your plans with that? Because it seemed very important.
So we had to quest the whole episode for that specifically.
So this is one of the moments as a DM where I did not stick to my original story.
Yeah.
Just the way we kind of were speeding through, and being at a 7-player table, it's hard to read the room at times for what everybody wants to do, and also kind of like, okay, the original plot for like timeline was like it was I thought it was going to take a year to get to the ending I envisioned, and by the time we got to like month 5 or 6, we were probably not even like 10% done. And it's not the fault of the table; it's partially my fault too, because I made things too. I put too much on you guys to explore, and there was too much time that we should have spent exploring. Let me rephrase that. So like, I thought we were going to kind of like jump through like certain milestones faster, and when we were doing it, I'm like, no, this is the way it should have been. Like, this is the way we need to go.
Yeah.
So the original idea of the soul snatching knife was the original plan was for you, whoever had the knife, to realize that the so spoiler alert,
oh my gosh.
Magnola's Havenor is dead. I don't know if we ever talked about that.
No, I thought he was living.
He's just a dead puppet.
He was a dead puppet. So his soul got snatched.
With the said knife.
And the knife held his soul. The thing is whenever the knife reclaims a new soul, that soul goes to a bank. It goes somewhere that they're storing the souls. So you can only hold one soul at a time. And Kronk, being the magically adept person that he was, did not realize that at the time.
So would you go kill a bunch of squirrels?
So I
made the decision to, instead of keeping that going, I knew early on that, okay, we were going to go to every grove, which was the original plan. We were going to be in here for literal years. Like, we probably would be finishing Yinvale now, and then going to, the next grove I had was Marathia. That was the next grove. And the idea was to go to each grove, and then realizing that the knife was taking out Havenors in that process, and they were going to use those just to summon the dragons.
Oh, wow.
Part of it was for my sake to just, okay, we need to kind of speed this along in a sense too, because we play every 2 weeks. A lot of informations get forgot between the two. I'm not a DM that likes to spend a lot of time sitting and like exploring. I'm very theatrical. I want to get the story going. And that I might be a jerk, an ass like that, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to police the way that we're finding information out and progressing the story. And I know one of my faults is I'm always constantly throwing shit at you guys. Like, I always know, like, okay, here's the next thing. So, like, one of the next campaigns that I'm building, which we'll talk about a little later, it's the complete opposite of that. So, but the original idea was that was a soul reaping knife, that was storing the souls to call the 2 dragons back. And I ended up changing it. Just one, it would have taken forever to go through.
Alright. What about you guys? What's some stuff that we were working towards and that you wanted to see that we didn't get a chance to see?
Killing Aerotrops.
Yes. Yeah.
So
She, of course, wanted to kill.
Also, I still have Saren's phone. I looted it off his dead body thinking we would need it, and I never ever got into
still
it.
have it.
I still have the phone. I also still have, I don't know why I do this. I have Bubbles surprise soup. He made like potions, and you hadn't really decided if it was going to be a good potion or a bad potion.
I forgot all about it.
So I just have it in my inventory. I have a picture frame of Jenny, I have a phone, and I have surprise soup.
I have a bottle of cyanide that I wanted to use at some point because, like, somebody got assassinated and we saw the poison on the ground. I was like, let me collect this.
Yes!
One day I'm gonna poison somebody.
I had elemental bullets at one point.
Yep.
And that totally, I don't know what happened to that.
You had them. I even thought, I'm like, you're not going to use.
They're not in my inventory. I don't remember where they went.
You have used them.
I have. It just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't remember why. I don't know why I stopped doing it. I don't know why it's not in my inventory anymore. I just stopped. I was given elemental bullets, I think, by the architect, whatever, at the Havenor's house.
Yeah.
Magnala?
So there's a couple things that you guys missed, but none of them were key for me because everything that was super key I threw at you guys. Where I was like, you really want to? There's rolls that you would have failed on Arcanas or investigations that I gave to you. I would set the DC at 15, you rolled a 7. Okay, DC 7. Just because it's all right.
You need to know this.
I've played in campaigns where I've gone 15 sessions. I know I have something on me as a player, but my character doesn't know anything that's crucial. So, one of my kind of theories as a player to DM is to let the DM do their story, and as a DM, I want to make sure the players are having the opportunity to do that. So some of the dice rolls are very okay, I feel like I'm contributing, but I'm also kind of giving it at the same time. It's a little kind of harsh, but I'm trying to think what there is a couple of things that we did completely miss.
Oh, well, I mean, one thing that came to mind to me is the spy network that we're working on. And the sort of assassin.
We never got anything back from Grove.
We never actually built that out.
Silky 7.
The Silky 7, Grove Silk.
The name stuck, yes!
That, and also,
Only in the non-canon.
we also never figured out what happened to Baron either.
Oh,
Varen!
Baron is still alive.
Yeah.
As he should be.
The next continuation of Whispers, he is a big part of it as well.
Oh boy.
Nice.
I would
I'm glad
really,
he's
really
alive.
like to know if Glitter gets to date her boy or if her boy died. She was supposed to date the Crown Prince of Yunfale.
What
You mean the guy who's gonna try to go for the...
You mean the dude
He
that
was just
got
a
in prison?
heartless dude. He let his sister die.
Is she talking about the dude that was in prison?
Yes.
Captain Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
I want to know more about Glitter. She's my favorite. I have a soft spot for her, and I want her to be happy.
What happened?
And if you ever kill her, I will be very upset.
You're just gonna have to wait till the next one.
The next one.
All right. What about Arceus? Remember the whole thing started off. She was living at Barbara's house.
So, Barbara.
That's sort of the whole reason that we started this campaign was to figure out what happened to our things.
It's a
So,
super
there's
secret
another
note
part of this.
from
So,
Arceus.
the plan is, Arceus is continuing on.
Okay.
She is part of the next story. It's kind of helping lead into it. I don't want to spoil
So we
it.
didn't necessarily forget. I mean, we did
No.
forget the whole thing,
No.
but it is going to get resolved.
Yes.
Oh my
Got
gosh, cool.
So, I got a question for the table. Is who's keeping their character for the third one and who is changing it?
I'm keeping my character.
We're gonna haul your dead
He
body
has a dead
around.
body. He's now just a ghost that just follows
It's
around.
just a skeleton with hair strands hanging off of his
He's
suit.
just animated dead. He's just like a zombie walking around.
General So just But
If that ever happened, then Shandarin would have to come back as well for that.
No,
Sindar and the Granny Slayer.
The panty snatcher. The panties.
Panty Raider.
Jaden, what was your favorite moment throughout the 2 campaigns?
We completely glossed over Dave's
Yeah, I was
question.
about to say, yeah, because I was asking who's changing characters.
Oh,
Who's
sorry.
keeping-
I thought we answered that.
Is this the campaign I'm not in?
Yes.
Oh no, future. Okay, I will. Flinris is not retired but busy.
Okay, so,
I will be having a new character.
you're changing.
I will absolutely be changing. I love
Yeah.
to mix it up. I'm not changing.
You're changing.
I don't know yet. Given this is my first time I've played D&D, so
I think I'm retiring. Gromky's gonna live happily ever after.
With pedal.
I know. Sorry that I tried to ship from the first
You
campaign.
did try to ship it. I was resisting it because I didn't want to flirt with my homie on camera.
Made out with your homie on camera.
Damn it.
I
I tried.
I didn't at the beginning of that point. Like I was still sort of getting into the role playing aspect of it. I still didn't really feel. I was more into the combat than the role play, and I didn't know how to role play romance.
Yeah.
And it felt like uncomfortable at the
It's a
time.
weird
This is why
touching
Flanders
circle.
is-
It's a line like you gotta have to like, do we cross this?
Yeah.
Or and it's very much it depends on the individual.
Yeah,
It
but
depends on them.
By the end of Whispers, or by the middle of Whispers, I was like completely into it.
Yeah.
Like now about it. Yeah.
Like it depends on the individual. Like Wesley slept with a grandma. Like
I'm so sad I missed that.
yeah.
It was great.
he did it for the information. He did it for the
I know.
There was a lot of awkward sounds, a lot
I
of
was
in-game
very upset with you on that, putting me on
You
the
ever
spot.
hear a
Like,
tone
that
of
was so
sex?
hard. That was so much fun, though.
It's so funny that it's me
I bet.
as a DM.
Gam Gam had her dentures out.
Like as the DM for that situation with me and Sindarin, like I don't see that as me and Wesley
Yeah, it's
flirting.
not- yeah.
I see it as Sindarin and this NPC flirting. Like not one to
Fully detached.
fully completely. I pull myself up by the strings and I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that about you.
So yeah, all my characters I feel are just like fragments of my personality.
no, I fully believe that, especially for all my characters. And I sit here and I'm like, this character represents this about me. This one.
He built bubbles, and he was like, "Yeah, I go out and I bring people back to Daddy." And I went, "Oh, so a missionary?" And he was like,
I am so excited for you to join Alex's campaign because I am.
It's so bad.
It's so
"It cracked me up." Like he was like, "Oh, not the missionary."
I've come down from the missionariness.
No, you haven't.
I have not.
No, you have not.
Absolutely
If
not.
anything, you've doubled
I
down.
just
down on
recently
it.
watched the Found Religion episode. It
Wow.
was great.
Oh yeah, it's Zircon is she is a devout religious worship her God.
It was
And
more
it's
so,
Skywalker.
So she believes.
it was more for like
oh, yeah.
Michael's character too.
Great
Also
job.
that episode.
I'm like, I have pamphlets. I have no like you. I have like items like you wanna follow the gods. Yeah,
Here's
you should.
abstinence for your children.
We're actually.
99%
I don't think we
effective.
got to you. Are you switching or are you staying? for
I
the
might
next-
stay RP.
I know.
Wait,
It's like,
yeah.
oh my
Okay.
God.
I was gonna
No,
ask
I might
you.
go back to RP.
Oh, you're going
I
back
was
to-
gonna ask you. Would you be willing to go back to Arceus?
I miss being a rogue, you guys.
So yes.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think? New, old,
He's
new,
not sure.
undecided?
I'm not sure
He's
yet.
not sure yet.
I'm not sure yet.
He needs to know the setting.
Yeah.
I haven't really given it too much thought. I feel
Oh,
like
I've already put
Are
three
you
together.
too busy grieving your dead girlfriend?
not grieving. So kind of like in my head,
He's celebrating. What are you
Reviving
talking
your
about?
dead girl.
that's kind of what I alluded to. I think at the end.
She
of
doesn't
the
have a
character. The way you ended it with Silk was actually it surprised me. It was cool because we had kind of been. So I don't know if you guys know when I first joined the campaign, I wrote Silk entirely to be a role play type of character. So I fleshed out an entire backstory. I had a true name and everything. You guys let me join, or like, your name is Silk? Sounds dope. Let's go. And I was like, wait, really?
There was no point of like, and he even talked. Alex, you even talked about most of the time. No one questioned you. There was one person who questioned you. There was one person, and it was Megan. Megan was the only one that's like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this guy?
And then we just moved on from it. I was like, okay, I'll hold this secret.
I mean, if you think about it from the party's perspective, they picked up an owl person, a little axolotl who sounded like Squidward when he walked.
Yeah.
So like,
Who made mysterious potions?
yeah, who made mysterious potions? We never figured out what that potion did.
He used some of his slime to make it. It was gross.
And so like they've already added 2 very interesting in characters and like, yeah, whatever, sure, you can join. Like it's
Now-
not surprising.
I think we had a lot more questions later when like you kind of disappeared from every battle, and we started to have a lot more questions about who you worked for.
Yes.
But at the start, there's also a certain level as players of, hey, we need to move on from this and he's gonna be here, we gotta get going.
Yeah.
Just like we accept the fact that we all met in a bar, as everybody does in D&D.
And that was a hard balance to play because I remember talking to you about it, saying, you know, I kind of, here's the idea I have for this character, and kind of bouncing off of you, is it okay if I do this? Because I know it doesn't go with the team, but that's really what my character would do. When I was explaining his concept was very much he's grown up being kind of a lone spy on his own, so he doesn't have a team normally. It's your tools for my build.
But it's really hard to incorporate characters like that on a regular basis. It's like, you know, the rogue sees like, I'm gonna sit in the corner of the tavern. It's like, okay, the rest of the party talks and leaves without you.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like you have to incorporate yourself, and sometimes there's a little bit of metagaming. It's like, all right, you're our friend and you're here to play with us. Just come with.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you did a great job of that episode we alluded to before, because I was like, no, Silk would not put himself in the middle of battle. I have a very low AC, very fragile, and for some reason I'm seeing Wes getting hit all the time. I'm like, it's not a good idea to be in the middle of this. I'm not gonna get involved, and you made it possible for me to go and do something that still contributed.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I thought was, as a DM, like,
I know,
props on you for-
again, another
for juggling
round
that
of
and
applause
also
for
making it
Mike.
viable for
Thank
everybody.
you.
You know, I think the first example is when we fought, what's his name, and I went to the camera room while you guys went to the stage back in Boston.
That was a theater battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the first time
yeah.
I think I got to go do my own thing, and I don't think you guys chastised me because it was like, actually, that's a good idea. Go take out the camera.
Yeah, shoot.
And so for the rest of the campaign, that's kind of how I played Silk. At the end, with what you revealed, playing my character out, yeah, I kind of told my sister, your future wife, brother-in-law here.
Oh, welcome to the family.
She said, are you going to stay? And I said, probably not. There's things I need to do. And that's kind of what I had in mind, is Silk would feel bad because his whole goal was to save his mother. And at the end, the mom kind of gave him what he needed and said, don't use it on me. And I don't think we ever resolved that. So I think there's still stuff that Silk wants to go and do.
Open-ended. What did you think about that ending I wrote for you? Because that was a long time where I was kind of like, all right, how... As a DM, it's hard to, like, everybody has backstories, and those who don't have backstories, it's like, how do you incorporate backstories into your story at times, especially in a long campaign? Yours was one of the first. It wasn't the first. But the way when Candy came out, I'm like, this isn't something that... Originally, when we were going on the whole knife idea thing, and we were going to be... Like when I realized this campaign was going to take longer, we would go to Grove Dorlana, you would find out all that shit there.
That's kind of what I figured, yeah.
And we kind of sped that up. What did you think about the ending?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I
Like,
liked
how was
it.
that plot twist? Because we talked about it, and having that, like, kind of open-endedness, too, where it's like, when you told me, I'm like, oh, immediately, I'm like, I know everything that I'm about to do to this person now. So much trauma I'm going to give this guy. But that plot twist where you found out that you were part of a royal family and that you were now related to, you're pretty much a bastard, and your sister is also a bastard.
That threw me off. I was not prepared for that.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, and I don't know, I really appreciated the ending. I thought she did great with how I love how it's open-ended so we can revisit it later. You know, you don't have to tie a nice bow on it. That way we can always see it later. But it's, first off, you surprised me, which I thought was great, because I feel like I've given you almost too much of a backstory where I was like, I got really specific with this. You know, it's what happens when you kind of fall in love with a story. You just spend all night writing. You're like, oh shit, I need to get rid of half of this.
Oh my god.
You know, so you did a great job of incorporating it, and I don't know. I was really surprised when I found out who I was related to, how it all played out. It was awesome.
If I go into my because I use Obsidian. If people who don't know what Obsidian MD is, I'm not sponsored or anything by this. It's a note-taking tool, and you can do like a whole map of things where notes connect.
It builds a
Silk
web.
and Petal were connected from the start. Like from the start, they were always connected.
I didn't realize that.
No,
Wow.
Never realized that.
even in Bloodstone.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But I like how you left it open-ended. It made me curious because as soon as I got the scroll, I realized who I was related to. I was like, wait, what? And I really wanted to look into it, but we were in the middle of, we got to go do the final battle.
Yeah.
And so now I'm curious, there's a lot that I want to know.
Actually, how long are we planning to make the Spelljammer campaign?
I will.
I'm trying to rush back into the whispers, but I would like to know.
We're curious.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Do we have a plan?
Oh, now we're
So
really
for the audience, the next campaign, it's going to be into the Spelljammer rule set that I've created. It's going to be a mix of Firefly, Fifth Element, Treasure Planet. It's got a lot of these different kind of themes on here. We are also doing a party shift after this, where some players are going to be joining Alex's campaign. Some players are going to be leaving Whispers, and then we're going to be doing a different campaign as well. I don't think it's going to be as long as Whispers. I think it's going to be a little faster, but it's going to be a little bit more open-ended. But it's also not going to end there.
Okay.
In that sense, too.
Okay.
Cool.
I like
Yeah.
that. And then maybe you don't have to answer this question if you want to leave it as a surprise, but leveling. How?
Thank you.
Is that what you're gonna
It's
ask?
a lot faster.
Yeah, that was my other question. It's what's the leveling scheme? Is there a planned ended level?
I do have a planned end level, and it's going to be faster.
Okay. Are we allowed to know this ended
Nope.
level? Not yet. Okay. Well, that doesn't help. That doesn't help.
Level 2.
So what's the point?
So I mean,
You're going to end at level 1.
him having a plan,
You go
knowing
up
that's a
and
faster pace. That's good enough for me.
Because I do want to get back to this. I want to continue where we're at with this. But I'm a sci-fi nerd. I want to let's kind of branch out a little bit and do a little bit of a sci-fi.
And plus, I fucking love my character, man. I want to play some women.
Mhm.
Yay!
I think we all fucking, whenever we did the session 0 off camera and we talked about everybody's got some cool ass characters.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
got some. Yeah.
We're doing
So
a
mad at
weird
this
rule set too. We're doing it's a mix of Spelljammer. I've pulled some Star Trek TTRPG rules, some different kind of rule sets. We've at the table, Michael, Alex, we've talked about how we're going to run combat, how we're going to run all that. Combat is the hardest part of this.
For sure. Because you really want to change it up.
Yeah, so that's the biggest rule I'm changing from Spelljammer. It's not going to have the Spelljammer rule set. There's going to be some inspiration from it, but it's not going to be the rules of Spelljammer. I'm a homebrew DM at heart, so my law's law type thing.
Rule of cool.
But I don't want to talk too much about Spelljammer because I kind of want it to be kind of serious. Let's kind of just jump into it. But I do want to go back into, Caden, what was your favorite moment of the two campaigns?
Between the two,
Caden, and this is your first
this is my first D&D
ever.
campaign ever, or two D&D campaigns
Yeah.
ever with the group. The storytelling by Mike, our DM, is phenomenal. Being able to get the emotional ticks whenever he's telling story, especially for when Wes's characters and stuff like that, or when we have Alex's reveals, or between Michael, It's a very big part of why I enjoy it. I very much enjoy listening and getting to imagine it in my mind and have stuff like that with the group.
Mm-hmm. I want to kind of jump in here. Being the first time player at a table and their first time D&D experience, what was this experience like?
It was great. I would say the best part is how welcoming everybody was. I'm still not at that level to do the voices, not quite yet. I know with Alex's first campaign, I'm still trying it out. But that's all going to be a comfort thing for everybody. Everybody's different.
Everybody plays it, and voices are always optional.
Do the voice. You don't like it.
You're gonna do a voice and you're gonna like it. No,
Hello, I'm
The three of you are theater kids in some way, shape, or form, so of course you do the voices.
I have a thespian certification somewhere.
I made
I have
that
the
video
rating
of
for
you
it.
being the priest.
Damn it!
When he was in middle school, he was in a play, and he was, I can't remember what he said, but he was just yelling on the stage with his
I
hands
was
in the
in
air.
one play for a girl. She asked me to join it, and then she dropped out.
Oh,
And I
really?
stuck it around because I'm a good noodle.
And now he's gay.
And
That's the event that turned like.
But anyway,
Never
yes,
trust
theater
kids
children do the
That
voices
was a
because
lot.
they're very
High school
comfortable
event.
with it.
and you want to know what I said on screen?
I do, please.
Praise the Lord!
He did great. It was
It was
fantastic.
amazing. Everyone
was.
loved it.
But yes, the theater kids do the voices, and that makes sense because they're very, very comfortable and extroverted.
You know what my first theater role was?
My little
I
teapot.
played a it was a one-act show, and I played. It was a whole bunch of like Shakespearean characters. I played Hamlet. And there was all the characters were in there as well. It was my first time. But also at the same time, like my high school, they allowed the students to be the directors. So there's 5 different one-act shows. I was a joke character in another one. It was like a subway scene. Main character comes in the subway. There's all these other NPCs that roll through. I was one of the NPCs. I was the stereotypical Asian in New York. Like I had the I Heart New York shirt, Disney ears, cameras, and in that show, the show night that happened, we ended up being cameos in every single other one act. Like, it didn't matter what the setting was, we still showed up as, me and my friend, we had the I Heart Disney show, the shirts, the fanny packs, all of it. So it'd be like, oh, Shakespearean. And even my one act, where I was Hamlet, there was a scene where I had to go back, change into my Asian, stereotypical Asian, come back as where my friend is playing. It was a weird, so...
So what voice are you trying to do for his campaign? I haven't heard this.
You'll hear it when you.
That's funny. Yeah, I think is it the same? I watched a little bit.
Yes, it's the same voice.
Okay, that's hilarious.
I love it.
I wanted
love
to do
it.
a voice. I think when we did your campaign, I
Yeah.
wanted to General So to be like you ever see the one YouTube video with like the pig is like, brother, may I have some oats? It's like,
Yes.
No.
So I wanted,
You may not have the oats, brother.
so I wanted General So to talk like that, and literally within the first 30 seconds that defaults it's David.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I can do the voice.
And that's what I think happens. I start defaulting and I start losing it as I go.
Yeah, so I think so long as you're playing the character through their actions and like through their, I guess, mannerisms and shit,
Yeah.
you don't really got it. As long as you're portraying your character. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for this upcoming Spelljammer, I want to do different grammar.
Yeah.
I want to do like the Bible speak, like the thou, and I don't want it to be like a crazy voice or anything. It's like, oh, thou seekest this.
Yeah.
And that kind of, it's going to be really hard, but I think it'll be a lot of fun because I think that's what would really
You just
fit
have
my
to start
character.
practicing, like narrate your life at your
I was
apartment.
gonna say,
when you're
just
by
do
yourself
old,
to practice.
use Old English.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Old English.
I mean, you gotta practice at home,
great.
so you can
Because
be natural.
I already feel like there's going to be some funny interactions between your
Oh,
character and mine
absolutely.
already with this. Because
I'm a closeted book nerd who now has decided to be put on this grand quest and he needs help, huh?
Closet.
Yeah, the closet. Yeah, I didn't know he's a raging homosexual.
Raging. He has he has
He has one level in barbarian.
He dyed his hair rainbow.
He has a little pin.
Yeah. Alex, what was your favorite moment of both the campaigns?
So for Bloodstone Calamity, I think for me, the moment when we realized that there's two moments, but serious moment is when we realized that anybody affected by the powder doesn't affect or go after Fenris.
Yeah.
That was such a big revelation to you.
We all just kind of like sat there for a second, like, what?
And I remember sitting there thinking, wait, you haven't been hit once this whole campaign? What the hell?
That was where Voskul spoke.
Voskul, that's right.
Our Marrow DM spoke there, and it was kind of me speaking through the character where I'm like,
We hadn't caught on. I think Eritros was the only person that really actually hit me before that.
yeah. And I was like, have you not ever thought about how you've never been touched in combat?
See, in my head, I was just that cool. Thank you.
I just remember the airship scene where Wes was like down, and we were like, "Oh, someone needs to heal him." And you're like, "I don't want to get hit." And then we realized you haven't been hit once, and I was like, "Huh."
Interesting.
Oh my god.
Funny moment was when I convinced the sheriff to go with us to fight, and he jumped over the ledge and killed me.
Oh!
That's like my beef moment and my champ moment right there. Difference.
Politician's son or
Yeah, Politician's son. This was one of the moments
and he was
did
trying
miss.
so hard to be a good guy.
He was a moment where he was going to change the law.
He was
going
slated
to be
to
a
take
good, strong
Phoenix,
ally for you guys, and you convinced him. Like, you rolled your persuasion checks like 20s, like crazy numbers, and you convinced this guy. You jumped over the ledge to go fight this battle at the bar, and inspired him. And then he crit failed the fall.
So bad.
And I rolled to say, okay, because I always roll crit fails as enough. Like, I roll a 1, I roll additional, like, I tell you guys, roll, see how bad it is. And then he rolled another 1. And then he just killed himself. It's like World War Z, where the guy's running, he gives the guy the gun, he runs up, slips, shoots himself in the head. Very much that moment that happened.
Yep. And honestly, that stuck with me because I tried my best to not do that in the second campaign. And I actually ended up doing worse in the second campaign.
Yes, you did. You killed 3 people instead.
Two.
That was so
it's a good thing that the deck of many things was in your hands and not mine. Because when I'm given a weird item or like some shit, I'm going to use it.
You eat it is what you do.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll fucking, like the Gatling gun, I murdered those civilians.
We just can't have nice things.
The knife I immediately wanted to fucking use in combat. The potatoes! That was like one of my favorite things out of the. I wouldn't put it at the top, but definitely one of the top things.
Wow.
I also like how that, like, after I made the potatoes, they immediately mattered. Like, whenever we were stuck in the prison and stuff.
Oh yeah, I refused to stop digging the hole, and then Michael was like, "You have these potatoes."
Oh yeah, and I shit out the potatoes.
There's a moment where you went up to like the guard, like toddler shitting his pants, went up like, you're like, the guards are like,
How's he doing?
I don't know, like, is he doing it?
They're elves. How long have they been guards down there? And that's the weirdest thing they've
Oh
seen.
my god.
Yeah, it's something.
I have it in my notes and I was like, and Frank was farting at the door.
I remember that, like, that face you made when it. David, what was your favorite moment?
Oh man, I mean, it's a lot. I think out of the Bloodstone campaign, I already said the book battle. That was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I think with the Whispers, like, there's the flashback arc. I really fucking love that. But I think one of the funniest moments is me and literally just our fucking stupidity with the fucking baby carrier going up the dragon's asshole.
Yeah. You're gonna grapple it. You're gonna grapple it from the inside.
Oh, dude, grappling the dragon at the end though, that was badass.
Oh yeah,
that was badass.
I wanted to add something that I think we all continually forget for some reason, but it was such a good episode. Visiting Toby.
I feel like we've talked about that in a previous Tavern Talk.
Yeah.
But I think it was you, me, and Rebecca did that Tavern Talk. That was such a big lore drop.
It was such a big and important episode, and I feel like we constantly forget it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because, like, oh yeah, Toby, we sat around and talked with him. Just suddenly, like deja vu.
Yeah.
And I think that's really funny with his character because he's this individual who has existed for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And people constantly forget him. And so I think it's very apt.
Oh.
Yeah, Toby is one of the the idea of him is like a Maiar from Lord of the Rings that forgot
That he was.
kind of like he knows that he's special, but it's like think of like your character knew you were special but renounced it, and you have to live life through that, and you live like a Treebeard type thing. Where you know you're important, you just don't remember because of how long you've existed and you've not been a part of it. So like Eritros has been around for a very long time as well, but he's been active the whole time.
He's keeping his mind stimulated.
Yeah.
So Toby was a very big character, very big lore drop. That was an improv session as
Yes,
well.
it was. I think it was because we were
Missing
a
somebody?
couple people missing.
We had a couple people
Yeah.
missing, but it ended up becoming a very big lore drop to kind of explain the magic in the world
Yeah.
of what is the unknown. Like, I really enjoyed the way I expressed the colors of how to explain that Toby is all colors. And I think we talked about it's all schools of magic as well,
Shrimp colors.
but other colors you can't imagine as well as part of it.
Shrimp colors.
Yeah, Toby was a very big part of it too.
And now I get to hang out with him till the end of time.
They do.
Oh yeah. Oh, one thing also about the baby carrier is I'm proud of how long I last because I think I was missing that session that you put me in the baby carrier.
Yes.
That was kind of like we're carrying you, and then we made it literally carry
And
them.
then
That
like,
was so much
well, yeah,
fun.
with the next session when I started, I was like, I'm just gonna stay here, and then I was like, I'm gonna try to stay in this fucking baby carrier
As long as
I
possible.
possibly can.
Oh my god.
And I don't know.
I think y'all did
We
combat
split
in the
off.
carrier.
Yeah.
Multiple
They
times.
can
Yeah.
switch.
I think we
Put
split
each other
off
on the
after
map.
investigating the assassins or the cult group.
Yeah.
When they went down the sewers, I went down the manhole, and you went
Yes,
into the
and
bar.
that was the first time we split. That was
the first
yeah.
time. Yeah.
And it went terribly.
Yes,
That
it
went
did.
terribly. We should have stuck
I
together.
come back, and David's cold on the floor.
Oh.
Wesley, what was your favorite moment?
Oh my god, that's literally a loaded question. There have been so many favorite moments throughout my throughout my
I named like
journey
3.
through this
Did we take them all?
campaigns. I think what really sunk in for me though would probably have been the very first emotional moment with Spicolius in Whispers in the Grove when he was at Leuven, the village of Leuven. He went into that house. You know, that would have probably been one of the most emotional moments throughout his entire time in the campaign, just due to a little bit of his backstory and stuff like that, where he witnessed a similar thing like that back where he had trained from. So for that, I think really hit really well with him, and that probably would have been one of my more, probably about almost the most favorite one there. Probably is just by small margins. There is so many other favorite moments throughout both campaigns and stuff like that. The first campaign was most memorable because that's my first campaign.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I'm trying to like play D&D for the first time. This is the first character, and honestly, to be honest, I actually built Spicolius horribly. He was a terrible player, actually, because
He was like
I mean, as a character in the story, he was a very unique. I enjoyed him, but like as an actual build, he was terrible.
Spicolius, our face.
But it ended up being
Not
perfect
intentionally.
because it became. There were so many moments where you like it shined in a way of like, okay, as a person, you don't know, like you think you're great at something, and then you rise to the occasion and it's something else. Like when that opportunity arises, and Spicolius is one of those guys that one never backed down from a fight. It didn't matter if like, okay, he's the smallest guy in the playground standing up to bullies, he's gonna go and fight. Like I played situations for all the players, and Wesley, you were one of the players where I'm like, I'm giving you the most drama because it's the one that I know that's going to drive you the most.
Oh, damn. You read me too well.
because like the knight, like Spicolius is like the epitome of knight in shining armor. But before he gets that shining armor, he's just like a regular foot soldier. And to have the end the way he did is now a legend. He's now a legendary. Spicolius is going to be written in stories because of it. There's going to be elves named Spicolius because of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop it! You're gonna make me cry. I don't know if I can handle that.
No.
Honestly, I think. I mean, as much as I really love the first dramatic session you gave Spicolius, I think the ending of Spicolius would probably have to be my most favorite at the very end, because I mean, if anything, that is like the most truest end for a guy like Spicolius. Just the way he is. I mean, like, that is everything that he would have actually given his life for. So,
My question is,
sorry, go ahead.
when you made Spicolius, did you have this idea in mind that he would die in a blaze of glory, or did you expect his story to end differently? Like, when you first made him, I know as you go along, you kind of start to get an inkling. But when you first built him, was it, this guy's gonna die?
honestly, no. That was not when I first built him. When I first built him, I had no idea what I was expecting. Probably just like to be part of a band of heroes sung in some legends and stuff like that or something like that. But it was my absolutely first build ever. I was more infatuated with the idea of having a character in a story and stuff like that when I was building Spicolius, and that was a lot of it. And then when I was going through the campaign and stuff like that, I started noticing, it's like, oh man, I think I did kind of build him in like the whole kind of a knight in shining armor and stuff like that, because as I went through it, a lot of it was really resembling as a more goofier version of, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
But that ended up becoming a really big influence. It's like the main character, Heath Ledger and all that stuff. But a very goofier fashion of it, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the Spicoli, who's in that movie and stuff like that. It was kind of partially who I based him off of. So.
Okay.
But as I played through the episode, it was a combination.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah.
So that was a lot like how I was supposed to like trying to gear towards, because I thought it would be fun. But as I played through it, it was like Spicoli, but as Heath Ledger's character in The Knight's Tale in a way and stuff like that. So the ending that he got was most suitable for Spicolius.
See, I like. Oh, okay.
Good?
I think she slipped.
Oh,
There's that there's that cord going
You
through
have
the
the
door,
cable
makes it
running
hard to
under the door.
open.
Oh.
And I think she pushed and then she slipped.
It's probably fix that. It's that big. Oh, not big. I might have made it worse.
Well, I got a question for the table, because we were talking about like how his character changed and stuff, like from what he thought he was going to be to like what he ended up being. Like that's how it was for me when I built Kronk. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. I just made a character, and originally I was going to try to roleplay him to be the actual Kronk from Emperors of New Groove, and he was going to look like Kronk from Emperors of New Groove, but then I don't have the artistic vision to make him look like that on the Forge, HeroForge.com. I ended up making him look like me, and then from there, like
Everything's great. Everything's great.
Oh, he changed from being like, what I wanted him to be was like this sort of nice guy Kronk to this fucking like dumbass, wild, fearless barbarian, and then even from that, like he went from being like wild and reckless to, I think by the end of the campaign he's a little bit more mature and stuff like that. So did all of your characters sort of change from the way that you thought that they were going to be, or like did they sort of maintain like the vision throughout? Michael, starting with you.
I'm thinking through it. I think Kare was pretty stable throughout it. I mean, he had his big class change in the middle of it, because me personally as Michael, I was struggling enjoying Monk, because I'm just a big magic dude at heart. I love playing casters. Maybe in the future I'll try a monk again, just because they're like they're the closest thing
They're cool. Sue me.
Oh, okay. No. I heard that's so. I heard you're so gay because I like playing magic casters.
I would say that louder. I said monks are so cool.
Yes.
And I meant it.
I think Kari was very, very steady because, like, even his ending, like, I think Mike had a very different idea of what Kari was supposed to do, but Kari, as the character, his whole motivation for going on this adventure was to. No, that was Calix. Calix got his. No, Kari
got it.
Yeah. So this wasn't your trip. Wrong character.
Yeah, wrong character. No, Kari specifically was trying to reconcile with his father. And because of the decisions that he made before he became an adventurer, basically. And, saving basically an entire country, walking away with a huge sack of gold. Stuff like that, that's enough to put a name to anyone. And even though he didn't stay, I think he maintained his end goal at the end of it, even if he left a little uglier.
Okay. What about you, Rebecca?
I think Flinris maintained very much like Kari, very, very, very stable until, I swear to God, the last 10 minutes of the last session. Because he started kind of going around and talking about, you're allowed to stay here, like kind of getting into what the characters wanted to do post-campaign as much as you can when ending something. And I was sitting there thinking, and I was just like, there's no way in hell he would retire. As much as he has complained about not being, coming out of retirement twice and everything, it's very obvious that as much as he talks about it, he doesn't actually like it. He just thinks he's supposed to.
Oh.
And so, literally up until that last moment of, would you like to stay here? Flinris was going to go back to Greensong and retire and be done.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's wrong. I can't do that to him. He would be upset.
Yeah.
So he was very, very consistent until the last 10 minutes of the campaign, and then it all just fucking went out the window. I was like, I don't know what happened, but it's what has to happen.
What about you?
I'm gonna be honest. When I first got invited to the campaign, I just kind of researched it, and I didn't really have a story to go off of.
Yeah.
So character-wise, I was like, you know what? This seems like it'll be fun. I wanted my first time to play with y'all to have fun, and then I was like, I realized about halfway through the first campaign, I was like, I've made myself a joke character right here. I was like, we're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, you did it now?
No.
I thought you did it on purpose.
No, because
He did kind of start out very serious, and then the name came out, and we kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't come up with a name.
I mean, with the name, that was like an obvious character, but like at the same time, I feel like, you still sort of like maintain that jokiness, but at the same time, it wasn't like, especially when we got to Whispers, you got a little bit more serious.
I would say I changed just a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, it being the first character, I think it stayed quite where I wanted it to be, though.
Okay. What about you?
Silk definitely changed.
He did.
So he changed, but I don't know if you guys saw it because it's small things that actually changed in a major way. And it was his ideology for me. When I started, I knew I was joining the campaign, so I needed to build a character that could kind of stand alone and have a reason for why is he on his own. And so I created him originally to be self-sufficient. We had talked, and I had asked what everybody had played, and I had determined that I would play a bard because I could be support in that sense. However, a majority of my spells were actually just for me. And the idea was if I get caught in a sticky situation, I had a counter for all of it. If you get stuck like in an alley with magic users, I could cast silence and get rid of any of their vocal components, and I could run away. I could use web. I could also cast darkness, like ways for me to get away out of things, as if I was a self-sufficient spy. And the plan was to build him into an assassin / bard. After we finished Bloodstone, I made a conscious decision that Silk would have a change of heart, and for the first time, he would actually get emotionally close to me. And so I started opening up with you guys more about my backstory and who I am, or talking about my feelings instead of trying to be more clinical of this would be the best way or the most efficient way of doing things. I let that go, and instead I started saying, I don't think I like this, I don't feel good about this, or I'm curious about this. And in my head, when I was Silk, I became protective of you guys because you guys were the closest thing Silk has had to a stable family. And a big part of that was actually Wes's character, Spicolius, saying, I would do anything for this guy. And like when Megan questioned, who are you? And he was like, he's our comrade in arms. And it's like, oh, I'm close to you guys. Like, wow. And I actually changed my spell list to include more healing and support spells, kind of signifying Silk's change to, okay, I do need to support you guys. Like, I actually took Revivify and Heal because Spicolius, you kept dying, doing what you needed to do. And I also took more mobility spells to be able to hop around if somebody else needed help. Like if Flynnris, you couldn't get them to heal, I could, so you could focus. I started trying to be more of a team player in the second campaign, and that's where the changes really occurred. And I think it really hit the peak for me when we did the flashback to level up, because instead of going assassin like I'd originally wanted, I actually went full bard at that point. And that's how I was able to get Wish and all that. And that was the first time where I said Silk isn't going to be a self-sufficient spy. Silk is going to be a support for this team. And just the way things worked out at the very end when I realized, Petal's my sister. Oh, she's getting torn apart by dragons. Like, holy shit, I just killed the Havenor and my girlfriend. This is so much trauma at once. I can't help you guys. I need to do something for myself. And that was go and shut her eyes. And then she got tsunami'd out of the way. I was like, okay. Let's go kill a dragon.
I'd like to amend mine just really, really quick, right there at the very end. When we're level 20, I had Wish. You know, I would think that Kari's a little bit on the selfish side, and his original wish was going to be return his original body, so that he'd remove all the scales, all the draconic aspects.
Oh, okay.
All the draconic aspects would have been removed. That's what he was saving.
I misread that one.
Yeah, that's what he was saving his wish for. And so the fact that he used his wish to potentially save the party, not very well.
But attempts were made.
But the attempts were made.
that
was his one and only shot at returning to an original body. Yes.
See, I had plans for Wish too, but it didn't work out.
That was that's on me, and I knew going into Wish, because Wish is such a convoluted kind of broken spell. And I knew when I said you guys are gonna be level 20, I'm like, someone's gonna take Wish.
Obviously.
I tried to say, okay, don't make it like game. Like I wish the boss away.
Yeah.
Don't be ridiculous.
And in the moment, I think we did a decent job of talking it through in the session.
Yeah, I agree. I very much agree.
Of like, okay, I really liked how you were like, okay, well, I'm a new spellcaster at heart. And now I've been boosted high. I don't, like, in the heat of the moment, this is what I say. And the way the ruling of Wish is, it's very worded. And it's kind of at DM's discretion.
Very, very genies packed.
And I knew I was killing Spicolius.
Yes.
Like, I knew that was happening.
Michael didn't quite recognize that. Kari obviously had no idea.
Yeah, that I understand. Like, the killing of Spicolius is something me and him talked about, like, 4 months ago. 4 months ago.
You really said, I want him dead.
Yeah, and
I was like, I want Spicolius to have a heroic death.
Yeah.
That if I would ask anything, that would be what I would want for Spicolius. So
Judge murder that man.
And he came through in the most spectacular way.
The worst wish I thought you were going to go into, and I didn't say anything because I was like, I wanted to play out the way it was, is if you wished the dragons to be back into their form prior.
Yeah.
That would have been like game breaking, and I was like, that would have ended it there, and I would have allowed it.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like, that is the moment where we resolve the conflict, we save the forest, that was the one I'm like, dude, that's the one, please. That's the one.
That's the one wish, please don't do that one. No.
Don't do that one. Don't do that one. Don't
No.
do that one.
You know, with the flashback arc, when you gave like me and him that doubles, like
That real big one, yeah.
yeah, like I thought that was like gonna be some kind of wish, but with bad, with sort of like a shitty genie's wish, to where it's like we get the thing that we're trying to get, but we get fucked some way. Which in a way, yeah, it kind of was.
Kind of was,
It
yeah.
kind of was, yeah. It ended the fight, but we all died.
Honestly, the way that flashback ended too was awesome.
Yes.
Yes,
The
I
whole
agree.
we had to sacrifice ourselves to do it. I thought that was actually brilliant.
And it was unwilling.
Yeah.
That was the other part. It was unwilling. And I really enjoyed that combat purely with you two having that arc of we're magic users or wizards. The idea was, okay, spoiler, Beholder's the big bad.
Yeah.
And in lore, Beholders, when they fall asleep, shit happens.
Their dreams literally become reality.
I'm not going to go into too much, but Aerotrust, they gave you that spell.
Yes, obviously.
And that spell didn't really have a way of ending things. It was just a prolong the stop. So you in a sense put the Beholder to sleep.
Yeah.
And now that's how we're left with the heads,
Yes.
the eyes.
Yes.
Boss now we fight is an eye. But I really enjoyed that arc of you guys are trying to do that wish thing or that spell,
That
and
spell.
everybody's trying to fight it. That was a cool battle.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that one.
Wes and Megan, the question I asked to the table was when you first made, and you kind of answered the question, which is what triggered me to ask everybody else about how your character changed from what you set out. Did they sort of maintain that structure throughout, or how did they grow or change throughout the campaign and whatever?
I would say Spicolius got a little bit darker after his first experience of that dark trauma he had.
Goliath got sober.
Oh my god,
I completely
right!
forgot about that. You got so
You were
Spicolius got
regularly
sober
like
after inbuilt. Or no, after Leuven, that's what it was.
Yeah.
After that experience at Leuven and stuff like that, he decided that in his heart he needed no more distractions from what was really needed to be done at that. And so he had a very life-changing moment with him at that point. It's like this is where it's got to be coming now. This is where I need to be. It's I need to stop this, and I have to do anything in my power to be able to do so. And if that means I gotta die, then god damn it, so be it.
I think Leuven was when it got real for all of us.
Yeah.
That's what
I feel like if
yeah.
going back to the question of what was my favorite part of the second campaign, for me I think it was Leuven.
Yeah.
I think that's when it was.
It was bad. It was bad for all of
Yeah,
us.
that's when it hit all of us. We're like, oh, this is real.
Isn't that where I broke my hand?
I think it was.
I think
think
it was that moment.
That kind of mirrored from the first campaign, Saren's death. That's when it became very real. That was our first real failure as a group in the first campaign, was Saren dying. I know it was planned with y'all,
Yes.
but our characters didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then
Honestly,
Leuven was
y'all-
our first,
We didn't know either.
we hit roadblock after roadblock in Jaded Forest, but Leuven was the failure that was this is a problem.
If we do not move fast enough, everything will be lost.
Yeah, but yeah. What about you? How did your character change from when you first conceptualized them to?
The whole darn thing is off kilter for little
Aloe.
hermit of Aloe. She just wants to hang around with the trees. Then she finds herself roped along with this crazy crew, dealing with things.
It was you went on a journey of self, finding yourself, and disagreements with the druids, and then you got roped back into the forest, and now you have the power to make an impact.
It was cool. And then for Aloe to feel such the power and connection to the forest. And
I really liked Aloe's character because it helped explain narratively the forest and the connection that the Jaded Elves have. It's very Na'vi, like Avatar, and having we made the race Jaded Elf, and Aloe, Megan, you played as the Jaded Elf, which played so well to be able to help explain the forest, and Megan, you helped help create so much from that, like the imagery for the party to be able to explain that, and then also to make the connection of like, you guys also made the connection of like, there's a route here that was part of the red dust back in Green Song.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what about? I'm sorry, I was trying to
Arceus.
Arceus, yeah. How about like, how did Arceus change, or was Arceus, did she like sort of maintain the same like sort of character and stuff throughout?
Arceus. She usually stays the same, just a weird, zany little rogue creature. But she has this new weight on her shoulders, it seems. A new task of importance.
Now the Archdruid of the forest.
Oh, well that...
No, Arceus.
Also Arceus.
Yeah.
Arceus is doing like
Oh, yeah.
questing.
So I don't remember. So so did Arceus just leave, or did Arceus get kidnapped, and that made us want to go to?
No.
What happened?
What happened was she was staying at, we all remember like the police chief's Barbara's.
Yeah.
So Arceus was staying at her house.
Yeah.
She
We
wasn't
hear
a
from her
police
for a
chief.
while.
Yeah, she was
Well,
like
she was
Random police officer.
The secretary or the desk lady.
This is what set us on the
Barbara.
cult path.
But I mean, she
And
was
we went
also
to
in the
find
final
her.
battle in Green Song and stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah, she fucks.
with
Dude.
both of her Colt revolvers coming in, just blasting away. But Arceus was staying at her house and stuff like that, also taking care of Barbara's cat while Barbara was doing like triple overtime at the police station, trying to get everything rebuilt and other crap like that. We went to investigate because we stopped hearing from Arceus, and she was pretty much just kind of absent from the party for a while. When we got there, we realized that there was like kind of like a crime scene that happened. Furniture was overturned and other things like that. We saw like a blood trail and things like that throughout the house and stuff. When we investigated, found that it was Barbara's cat who had been murdered with a knife through it on like a kitchen countertop or something like that.
That's a
But
kitty.
we found some clues that Arceus had left there in the area. I think there was a note behind the TV or something like that.
It had the eyeball from the cult on it.
Yes.
I remember now.
So, and somebody had done an investigation and realized that there were like 3 to 5 different like foot tracks going around through the house and stuff like that. And I can't remember if we had figured out if there was like a struggle there or if it was just people who were there just
Like trying
overturning
to find
furniture
it,
and trying to
It was like they were overturning stuff, looking for something, and they didn't
looking for
find it.
clues and they didn't find it. We found it behind the TV. So,
And some of it was caused by Arceus
Yeah.
as well.
but she left a note and it was something about like follow the dragons or something along those lines, or like the dragons are the key or something like that. And it led us off into the whole adventure going towards the Jaded Forest and stuff like that, where we had to recruit. I'm blanking on her name. What's the
Aloe?
air captain?
Oh,
Leeway, and her crew to fly us out there to the Jaded Forest, and then began our Jaded Forest adventure.
I also like the role play of like when we first landed there.
I know. But didn't we stub you so much by Aloe doing like a smoke
yeah.
100%. 100%. I didn't know how you guys were going to get into the forest.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where I was like, you guys are either going to go blasting in, swords a-blazing, guns a-blazing, or you're going to try to sneak your way in. I'm going to allow you guys to figure out your way.
The sneaking failed and we went guns a-blazing.
We didn't even try sneaking.
No,
We did! And then the guards
No,
were
we
mean.
didn't.
The guards were mean!
the guards were made, and then we did.
I was totally ready to help
sneak
sneak, and then I was like, oh, we're fighting. Oh, shit, here we go.
No, we snuck into the forest after the conflict arose, and then somebody did a smoke bomb. Aloe,
The fog cloud.
the fog cloud, and then we all jumped off the side of the ship and ran into the forest.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't cooperate. Things went wrong.
Things did go wrong. That was so much fun, though.
One thing I like too is the way that Michael just got to roll with things that he planned to be a temporary thing, and then I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a good question.
Thanks for being a DM.
That's so cool.
With that being said, then DM, how many times did we throw like abnormal curveballs at you where you just had to like divert hugely in order to like try to get things going in order to try to recurve back things to the story?
Almost every session.
Oh my god.
Almost every session. No, there's points where I have to interject, and I will say like it's certain moments where. Like if there was a point where we're searching for something, and we're all rolling investigation checks, blah blah blah. And I don't have anything there for you guys. Like even if I did, you didn't find it. Like there was nothing to find where I think just continue guys moving. Some of your decisions that you've made, where I'm just like, oh. Hey, that's not what I expected. Like, you guys splitting up in the sewers, did not expect that to happen.
Oh my god.
And Bob going down was an improv moment. Because now I'm like, okay, close to the end of the episode. All right, cool. This is now motivation into the next episode of Croc going down. There's almost every episode I had curveballs where I had to just kind of just keep going and play and see what happened. I'm trying to think of others. There's just so many.
I mean, for Bloodstone, there's like CC Robot and CC Puppy. They were not meant to be part of the party, right?
No. That's one of those
That was supposed to
moments-
be a one shot.
Yeah, it was a
that
one
we
shot.
Dragged into.
Yeah, because it was a one shot, and then you guys were like, "Oh no, we want to go back." I'm like, "What the fuck? You have to go back?"
Fenris was driving the vehicle
Well, 'cause
with us in a clown car, basically.
It was Celine's
No,
character at that time.
Oh, she
was driving.
I couldn't drive. I was too short.
That's
So I don't think it was my truck. I thought we had Spicolius' truck.
It was Spicolius' truck that
Oh,
they were
there.
driving, which Spicolius lost his truck because he had somehow lashed it to the final boss of Bloodstone, but then
I thought
the
you
boss
drove
was...
it into a building.
Well, I was trying to, but then like the big bad boss teleported, and with the truck being attached.
Oh, that was the
rope.
last battle. Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments.
So and Spicolius almost died from that one, unless had he not jumped out of the truck.
Whoa.
Which I also have a question, if we could interject. There was a time when Spicolius did go to check out a house at night while everybody else was sleeping, and he saw the house, and it had like some kind of electricity going around it, but he didn't investigate. The next day, we found that the house was exploding. It would
Bloodstone or
in Bloodstone Calamity.
Was this before or after the creepy basement?
After the creepy basement.
Did we think they had moved their base? Because we did the creepy basement thing, and then they like moved their drug base to a different house
Yeah, then they burned
and
that
burned
down.
down the first
yeah,
one.
that was. I think that's what it was. It was one of those. They were constantly moving, and that was an opportunity where you could have gone and found out information. And
Damn it! I knew it.
yeah.
Freaking knew it.
My question is, if that's the same thing, the opportunity for me to open that door down in the sewer would have been the same situation, no?
Yeah, 100%. You would have actually. I had a like one-on-one battle, like epic battle with Testes, because since or Kronk and Kronk was there. Of you enter the room because it was a staging room for Magnala, where you would have, or like their assassins, you would have had a one-on-one battle with them, or two on whatever. That was a moment that you guys could have had this battle and found out a lot of information. If you kept them alive, you would have found some cool stuff, but you didn't, and you left. So then they left that opportunity. That opportunity was lost there.
No, damn it!
Wow.
But
love
now
that-
I regret my decisions
Sorry.
of not going to
Oh.
investigate.
I love that we miss opportunities. I mean, like, well, what? You didn't go freaking investigate it.
It's that stereotypical DM where you just rip the whole page out of notes.
Oh, no.
Honestly, that's what I really like
No, it's
about
real life. I
you
mean,
is
real.
that you're really good about making like multiple stories that happen all at the same time. I'm not good at that. So like when I ran my little one shot campaign, this was like, hey, here's the yellow brick road. Please stay on it. I don't have anything else planned beyond it. It's just cardboard cutouts.
Oh!
Well, I really liked your little mini campaign.
That was a
Because
lot of fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah, like
It was so awesome.
And I really love the fucking the blood money mechanic.
That one, that was
yes.
literally like on the spot. I was like, we need to do something interesting than gold, and we're in the afterlife. Let's do something fun. They said blood money, and I was like, all right, I guess that's what we're doing.
Awesome. That was fucking awesome.
That was so awesome.
Very fun. I enjoyed playing my grave robber.
Yes. Dude, I loved your character was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And,
That was
I
so
feel
much
like,
fun.
I mean, I think I played General so good enough, but I don't feel like I played it as I wanted to initially, like what I set it out to be. But I think we all, like, that one had cool ass characters too.
Yeah,
I was a hype man. That's all I was.
Yeah.
My whole point of my character was a hype man. Like, he was derived from the Repo Genetic Opera
Yeah.
of the Grave Robber. And he just shows up and just hypes people up and just kind of like, yeah, this is a great idea. And I love the fact that, like, his character bonded with General So
Yes.
so much, where he's just carrying him like the general. Like, he has no clue who this guy is, and he's like, dude, this guy fucks. Like, how dare you talk bad about him?
Oh no!
I would certainly be open to doing something like that in the future. Like, you get to a point where it's like, hey, I need a break.
Yeah.
And I can do a one shot or a small little campaign.
I would
couple
love
sessions.
that.
Yeah, I would absolutely.
Throughout your campaign, or one shots and mini campaigns, and Alex's campaign, I
Yes.
learned to love falling back into a character again. One, because it's I'm only on a one track road, which is very refreshing.
Yes.
But it's even more complicated than that, because I have to now focus now on my character. And what is my character? So as a DM, like, okay, I'm tracking everybody, but I'm tracking the story. And it's a lot more fluid. But as my character now, it's like Zircon, you know, in Alex's campaign, you know, I've fallen in love. I've named all my new World of Warcraft characters Zeri or Zircon.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed, again, playing as a player a lot. To be back on that side of the table, and just to be able to just be like, I'm deciding I'm going to aura farm today. Like, that's what I'm doing. Or I'm going to be, my God's really not that bad of a person. Like, she's not a bad guy. Like, ex-boyfriend, like, no, he's not a bad person.
He wasn't terrible.
That happened.
Yeah.
It's happened almost
It's
every
happening.
episode.
I love that episode.
Megan, I want to ask you, because we haven't yet. What was your favorite moment in the campaigns? Between Arceus or Alvo, or both?
Thanks that you magically made a campaign for me.
Oh,
Whispers of the Grove. You didn't even know it. But it fulfilled all the inner druid in my life. And I got to be this special homebrewed jaded elf.
yeah,
that you
we
made.
worked it through together.
Super cool. I felt so honored because I got to know all the groves before you guys, because I am the forest elf. I am one with the forest. That was just, in general, so cool. All the mystical, fun stuff, all the rich lore, and all the even throwbacks to Whispers.
Oh yeah, like
I meant to Bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Yes.
Bloodstone. And that was just like the kind of the building blocks into it and stuff. You know, I have like favorite moments with all the characters as well, and your moments, but there's like a lot of things. So, you know, David, you asked the question of like, how does your character, like the building of your character, did you think your character was going to go into that and stuff as well? I kind of want to capitalize into that a little bit more, if you don't mind me going into it. Like, the emotional ties that, as the party, into like NPCs or factions, like, in the story, did your characters really, like, have that second guess of like, oh shit, like we're way part of something way bigger than we could ever thought? And when was that moment like I'm part of something way bigger than I ever thought.
I think or we can go in order.
It's whatever.
Okay, so
For Kari, it absolutely was thrown in prison.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it might have even been right before that when Eritros was like stopping time and everything. That's when everyone. I think that's when Kari's like, oh, this is bigger than anything I could have ever like nightmared myself into.
I think for Flyndrus in the first campaign, we finished it out. We were like, okay, there is a bigger overarching thing, and then we defeat the big bad guy and think it's over. And then our friend goes missing. And so for Flyndrus going into the second campaign, being so focused on finding Arceus, and then the power stop happens, and he realized, we're not done with the first campaign.
Nope.
This isn't over. We're still dealing with the same motherfucker, and I don't want to do it. That was his kind of like, this is overarching, and this is way bigger than me. This is way beyond my pay grade. And I don't want to be here.
Until you're retired, I have plants and animals to take care of.
God.
I should say something. As soon as Eritros had to stop for us, first time we encountered him. So I really don't have anything on thoughts for it.
I think for me it was Leuven. Leuven. Because if I think about my character, if he's very spy-esque, it's very much, I do things, but I don't see what happens when I do things. If I sell out information, I assassinate a world leader. The goal is to get out, so you don't see the repercussions. But Leuven was, I think, the first time where we saw the repercussions of our actions, where we got caught up with stuff.
Yeah.
We showed up late. Spicolius had that scene in the house, but hearing and seeing all of that, it was like, oh,
And
we were too late.
And it wasn't even like you were late, like Bojangled on your own decisions. Like, it happened, and that is the reality of the war that you're facing.
I think we were technically late because we were trying to set up the Grove, Silk, whatever. And, we were trying to do a good thing, and it had consequences, and either way, it was either set up the Grove and Leuven dies, or take the Grove with us and Magnolia dies. What do we do?
I would say with Kronk, he's very, he just really just cares about the battle. Just, always down to fucking fight. And, generally speaking, he knowing that there's civilians behind the bad guy, decided to shoot the Gatling gun anyway.
Yeah.
Civilians, he only really cares about the people that he cares about. If other people die, it's meh, that sucks. But then later on, I'm trying to pinpoint at what point that changed for him.
I feel like as the DM, playing with you guys, I feel like I remember the moment it happened.
Yeah.
And it was the moment, if you don't mind me kind of going into this, it was the moment, because you came in as a goofy character, and we created the character, the hacker guy in Bloodstone.
Yes. The Carrie.
Carrie. The dwarf hacker.
Yeah.
And you had to go talk to his mom.
Yes.
And for me, that was when I saw your character started to shift.
Yes, because I think for the most part, so it's because Brock was close to Carrie, knew the mom, that generally speaking, Brock only cares about the people that he cares about, so I think that when it comes to things being over his head, I think there's a little bit of overconfidence with him, so I feel like maybe the flashback arc was whoa, wow, this is huge. Or even fucking way up until Petal dying is somebody that's close to him being personally affected, because he seeing the people die in Leuven's just the cost of war, it sucks, it's terrible, but that's just what it is.
Yeah. What about you, boys or Wesley? I don't have to keep referring to it anymore.
Right. I mean, there was a lot actually for Spicolius, but I think Yinfeld would probably have been one of those moments there for him. There's a big, a definitive. He started to turn in Leuven. he definitely turned to being Paladin. And that was like, that's where he was set in stone with that mindset.
What about Arceus or Aloe? When emotions became real.
Well, Aloe being in just a beautiful, happy forest land, all this war was deeply affecting of her. She used to be more of a tricksy rogue, but she just like darkened. That's what all the darkening, the war is doing to everything, and the sickness of the forest, and also she had to change even when Onthar sucked us all up in his little cottage world.
Yeah.
Aloe's figured out there's like big things ahead, big things planned. Especially given that mysterious seed.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys did you guys make the connection to the whispers? What the whispers were?
Dude, the voices in my head?
The eyeballs themselves.
Or are you talking about Erishrost kind of like mind
there's
control
whispers.
people?
It's that demon speech that we were.
Are you talking about whispers of like
Or the
whispers of the plants?
the forest? Is that what you're talking about? Or like
That is one thing
So you elaborated into it. You kind of both of you kind of alluded into the dark speak. But what were the whispers as the campaign ended? What was the whispers of the grove?
A sleeping beholder. His dreams.
The dark shadow was the whispers clouding into it. It was ebbing its way through the forest. Now you heard it through you being cursed. You're hearing it.
It's like
And Flinris being able to read it didn't
Deeply unsettling.
didn't hear it, but could see like a shroud from it as well. So Whispers of the Grove was it is a kind of the idea of it was the original plan was Whispers of the Grove was going to be a very big political shift. It's supposed to be more of a political thing. Like in dark magic, obviously, but it was supposed to shift into like maybe they are right type thing.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
What did you guys think about the one? So the beholder being the bad guy. How was that like? Because that was the one thing. Like I felt like I alluded to it throughout all of Whispers.
Oh my.
I actually almost thought you almost caught on to it.
I was so
saying
caught by the
something,
8 that I thought they were spitters.
You started talking, and I thought Michael was gonna be like, "Oh, that's Beholder." Like I was so scared. Like, okay, we're like halfway through the campaign, and you guys are gonna break all the future campaigns.
That was for Flinris. That's the moment where he was like, "There's nothing we can do. We are just hoping to delay this again."
Oh.
And with the flashback episode, the way that we designed it was, it's like you're watching a movie and that was literally snipped out, that picture. How was that? Like, was that like kind of, I felt like I didn't express it, like explain it well enough. And then at the end, like it shows, like that's what it really was. How did you feel that, because Beholders are one of my favorite monsters in all of D&D. Just because they're just like, they are completely overconfident in their own self. And the way they reproduce and all that stuff. It's the crazy part of Beholder lore is it's so fucked because a normal person would never be able to, like even a party would never be able to fucking kill a Beholder. Like a dragon, Dungeons and Dragons, cool. Dragons are killable. Sorry. So are Beholders, but Beholders have so much like worse shit that they can do to you.
Debilitating, permanent.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But they don't always actually kill your character, so you're just stuck with the debuff.
Yeah. And they have their very own motive, and I always enjoyed because each Beholder has its own motive. So I really liked the idea of the big bad being the Beholder. So even in Bloodstone, like I knew Voskul was an eye of the Beholder. Because the big bad, the Dark Void, fell asleep, all of his eyes became now, bosses.
So did the dragons count as 1 or 2?
2.
There's 2 of
So
them.
we've killed 3.
How many are there?
8.
8.
There's 5 more.
So 5 left.
I have never fought a beholder in any of my previous campaigns, so I didn't know.
You haven't yet either.
Never dealt with the beholder.
Well, and this one is like CR rating 40.
You said
like,
something about an eyeball, and I was like, oh no.
It's spiders. Like,
No, but the 8 eyeball thing, that really made me think we were going spiders, but I was like, Mike said he wouldn't, because I don't do well with that.
no, I want to respect your fear on spiders. So the whole next campaign's all spiders that you're not a part of.
Just spiders.
It's all they are is Project Hail Mary rock spiders.
Sure.
Yeah.
He only
I am
has 5
a
legs,
rock
it's
spider.
fine. I was really worried, so never mind. That's a whole different tangent about Project Hail Mary, and we'll never get back on track.
Oh no.
But yes, I was very worried it was going to be spiders, but we had talked about that, and kind of like, if we're going to do spiders, it's fine if there's a couple, but don't play creepy noises. And I knew you weren't going to make the main big bad guy something you couldn't play noises for. It just wasn't going to go that way.
Yeah.
So I was like, all I can think is spiders, but I know that's not it.
It's not a spider. It's the big giant beholder.
But then when we were doing the flashback, and you were talking about one big eyeball, I was like, oh no. But I was trying not to metagame it. But Becca had dread.
Yes.
Is that what you figured out was a beholder?
Yeah.
That's what I figured out.
We kind of were like, oh no.
We kind of looked at each other like,
We write notes back and forth, and we're like, shit.
Yeah, it was my homebrewed beholder that can't be beaten.
Because they need any help.
Yeah.
See, I like how during that fight we went like one whole round with everybody. I was like, we're gonna fuck this thing up like normally, and I was gonna show off all my cool powers, and then by the time we went one round around the table, it was like, Michael, we gotta do the spell!
I love the fact he had like legendary actions where he was taking your attacks and throwing them back at you guys.
That is crazy.
So then you guys started guessing, like, I love that, like, okay, what do I do? What can I do
can't
here?
shoot anything. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, like, and then like, oh, giant fireball
that wasn't the
shit.
right-
Yeah.
Not the right character for that, but still.
What are the last questions I want to ask before, anybody else can ask questions too, throughout this. We did a 2.5-year campaign. When I said the words, campaign is over, how did that feel?
Horrible.
I mean, it felt
Very
like
bittersweet.
kind of. I mean, it kind of felt good. It kind of felt good, like to complete something like for that long. Like it kind of like bittersweet because it's like I loved the whole fucking campaign. I wanted to like keep going and shit, but like I don't know, just that sense of accomplishment. Like, hey, we fucking did it, and we
got to the end.
shit all the way.
That is a good point. I do like that.
it was very cathartic for me.
Cathartic,
Yes, because my campaign that I was doing with my other friends never finished. We were right there,
That's where Bogman came from.
Yes, we were this close to finishing, and it fell apart. It fell apart, and we weren't able to finish. Zedrin will forever be the unfinished character. We were level 20, had insane items, so many feats. Our DM was like, "Here, have an extra feat," and I was like,
Yeah,
Yes.
that was my first campaign, and I had to build a level 18 character as a newbie, which is incredibly overwhelming. And they're like, just hit the guy, and I'm like, I don't know what that means!
Oh my god.
That's a harsh way to introduce you.
Yeah.
Well, I sat and just watched for like 4 or 5 sessions, just like kind of hung out, and then they're like, no, join. And I was like, okay, and I thought I had it, and then I realized I very much did not have it.
Good.
You still stuck with it though.
so definitely cathartic. Now it's actually finished.
Yep.
And
Twice?
Yes, twice.
Now
And
finished
all,
two.
all my characters had their endings. They will never be, Zedrin is always going to be my forever big bad evil guy. His villain story.
The what if.
Yeah, he never finished his story.
Aww.
I didn't like it, to be honest. But
I hated it. Every
I
single
hated it
minute.
terrible.
Every Thursday I dreaded.
no, it's not that I didn't like the story. I didn't like that it ended. Right? Like it's like okay, like you watch Lord of the Rings, right? I don't like the third movie because it's the end, and when you like something enough, you don't want it to end. You kind of want to keep living it, right?
Yeah.
Or you just want more lore with the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing.
And I think with D&D specifically, any good DM and their campaign, when it ends, it doesn't end. You know, there's more to what's happening in this one. We're talking about a part 3, right? The campaign I used to run with my family, there was an end because we wrapped up that arc, but there's still more story for the rest of those characters, and that's how I felt about this campaign.
We finished book 2, but we haven't finished
Book
the
2.
We
series.
finished book 2, but we still have a lot of story left
Yeah.
for all the characters and what happens after.
We
and
have
realm.
5 more books left.
And I honestly, I didn't want it to stop.
It won't be 5.
I didn't want it to stop. Honestly.
15.
Don't you lie to me like this.
Well, we did 2 in the second campaign, so it might be like 1 or 2
That's
each
fair.
campaign.
All 5 in one.
We'll
campaign.
die here before we finish.
No, you gotta split it up to at least 3. I would be so sad if you did it all.
It's a Cyclops, but like every hand has an eye on it. And he steps on his
He's
own
just
eyes.
carrying it.
Yeah.
See, now I really have to get ready for Alex's campaign. Now that we're like,
You got
Done
you
here.
got 1 week.
I know I have 1 week.
You got what? Hey, no pressure.
It's stressing me out.
Did you
And then-
figure out what you're doing?
No.
We got
Oh
our
my
spell
gosh.
gem coming up
You
in
can give
2
me your character
weeks.
sheets by the day
Yes,
and
so
your backstories. I appreciate
Spelljammer
it.
actually
Sure.
starts. Yeah, so Spelljammer will be
A
in 2
deadline
weeks.
actually.
Yes.
For the audience, this is our actual first. We're gonna stream it live.
Crazy.
We're also gonna record. We'll still put it on YouTube as well for those that can't catch it, but we will be streaming live. So Spelljammer. Fuck you guys. We're gonna be level 1.
I know.
Ah,
Start at level
love
1.
it.
You do this
No.
with a glutton.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
I'm screwing you guys over.
No, I agree.
Way
with
more
you.
than that.
Are you like
Struggle
you're
from
gonna
the
send
ground,
like
man.
a pack
You gotta
of
learn to
goblins?
crawl before
One
you
of them's
walk.
gonna crit, and the character's just gonna.
Yep. 100%.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yep.
Well,
What other?
That's why he rolls behind the screen.
that's
Yeah.
why you get a second character ready, just in case.
Oh, don't I have
I have no
6.
backup. I'm putting everything in.
I'm putting all my eggs in this basket.
Well,
Or am I?
I want to thank you guys from the deepest part of my heart. This has been an amazing campaign. I loved every single minute of Whispers and Bloodstone. I'm very excited into the next campaign. So we're gonna do Spelljammer next.
Yes.
Of course.
Voidwind Corsairs. We need to start calling it by.
Voidwind-
we need to start calling it by
Voidwind-
the story name.
Voidwind Corsairs is our next campaign, but the continuation of this arc is going to. We kind of alluded to it in the last campaign. It's all going to be in the deserts of Elox.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ooh, I might play another GD Warlock.
Maybe Shandarin might have to join this campaign.
There might be. There might be because it is going to be kind of ironic here. It is going to be the lost time of Elox.
The what?
It's the lost times of Elox.
That does sound a lot like
Is this going to be
Shandarin
more
would be.
past than present?
It's going to be present.
We're going to be present.
Oh
Oh,
my
no.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
lords, ladies, dudes, and dudettes, this has been Tabletop Masquerade, and we, from the bottom of all of our hearts, we thank you for joining in on this journey of Whispers in the Grove, and also the other campaigns. You know, Alex is running Legends of Eterna. Michael, you've run your one-shots. You've run your mini campaign as well. All of our followers, you know, we keep increasing more and more every day. We can't thank you guys more enough, and to be able to express and tell our stories and just to be part of this is, I don't know, it's fulfillment to me, and I can't be more grateful for all of this. But for the players at the table, you guys are the best.
You are
You're
also,
the
you are
best.
also
I can't
the
wait.
best. Fishing.
No,
I
man,
cannot
you're
wait.
The best.
No, you're the best. Best table ever. But this
It is the best table ever. Y'all did a great job.
We built it. This is the third table iteration.
Would
now.
you believe IKEA?
You get that? You get that?
IKEA doesn't sell anything this
Nothing from
sturdy.
the IKEA. Not even the screw bolts. But guys, this has been Tabletop Masquerade. We'll see you next time for Void Wind Corsairs.